Hi everyone, welcome by a new video. This video I'll be doing in English. I'll be making a short video about the Lost Origin and the Fusion Strike sets. We are currently in a bull market, so a lot of products are flying through the roof, and I thought I would make a quick video on these products. Lost Origin and Fusion Strike were always two sets which are very popular. They had very good chase cards, and the hype kind of torn off a little bit since the recent good Scarlet and Violet sets came out. But now the hype is fully back. I can basically make a daily video about these new prices of these two sets and many others from Sword and Shield. But I was like, let me just make a quick update for the people that don't know yet. If we just look at the price of Lost Origin, we can see that it's kind of like went up and down, and now since December it really spiked up. If we look at some recent sales of the Lost Origin booster box, we can see it's hitting the $300. Well, if we look a month back, we were talking about like a $220 booster box. It doesn't really matter the data that I'm looking at, guys. By the way, this is the American market, but for people who are watching this video from Europe, basically the European prices always tend to follow the American prices after a couple of days or a couple of weeks, especially in a bull market like this. So currently we're talking about a Lost Origin booster box of $300. If we look at the top pull from the set, it's of course the Giratina V alternate full art. If we look at some recent sales, we can see that this is roughly or almost hitting the $600 price point, where it's probably only gonna keep on going higher and higher. Of course, you have to watch out that the bull market prices fly up and then it tend to get a little bit of a pushback. So it might reach $600 or it might reach $700 and then it goes down $50 or $100 again to get that balanced out. Because of course, if a lot of people who have this card see this price, they're like, okay, we need to sell this Giratina and put money in other products. So the Giratina V is flying. We of course also have the second most expensive from Lost Origin, which is the Aerodactyl V, the alternate full art. This was always like roughly around $80-$70 for like the longest time, and now we can finally see it's reaching that $100 mark. It's probably gonna fly a little bit higher than that. If we look over, for example, the 6 months, we can see that it was kind of like going down around like $80-$70 also in the European market. But now, if we look at the recent sales, it's definitely going over the $100, some even for 130. So we can see that the Aerodactyl, the second top card of Lost Origin, is also slowly flying. So that's Lost Origin. We have Fusion Strike, of course, as well. Fusion Strike is probably the most hyped set right now. We can see if you just take a look at this graph, we see that Fusion Strike was like laying around 240, and if I'm not mistaken, it's hitting the 400. Yeah, it's already past almost the 400. So you can see it's roughly, you have some sales above 400, like 440, you have some sales 360. So if you take the average, it's like roughly 400. While a couple months ago, Fusion Strike you could still pick up for like $230, so you can see it's almost twice that expensive. Of course, Pokemon in general, for the people who don't know yet, it's whether it's in the European market, whether it's in the American market, it doesn't really matter. It always comes down to the same thing. There are some products which are flying. Maybe it's due because they sold out on the Pokemon Center. Maybe there's just some general hype. But what I also wanted to say is that don't always get caught up in the hype. Like, it was the same with, for example, the last bull market where a lot of products were flying up and people were buying in, and then they get some pushback. Like, for example, the same what I said about Lost Origin is the same for Fusion Strike. I can see the Fusion Strike definitely hitting 450, 500, but do expect a month after that, or a week even, or a couple days, that there is going to be some pushback, right? A lot of people who have these products are going to see the new prices and they want to take some profit. So is right now a good moment to buy in? I'm not too sure. I would say there are way better investment opportunities right now. Don't buy into the hype, as people always say, because if you buy booster box right now, you're most likely gonna pay like a very high price for it, roughly like $400. And is it worth it buying a Fusion Strike for $400 when it might reach 450 and then push back to 400? That's up to you to decide. You know, there's always a chance that it does go crazy and hit 500 and 600 mark. Do I think it's likely? Personally, not. So if you had Fusion Strike before, great. Maybe sell it or keep it for the long run. But right now, I wouldn't say it's a good moment to invest. If we look at the top pool, we have, of course, have the Gengar VMAX Alternate Arts Secret. Um, if we look at the recent sales, we can definitely see this roughly already above 500. Every sale is above 500. If we take the average, it's probably like $550 what this is selling for. Gengar VMAX is almost the second. No, it's probably like the third or is it the third or second? It's probably tied with the Giratina on second most expensive Sword and Shield single. Of course, this is also the main card from Fusion Strike. If you have the second one, is of course Espeon. We see that the Espeon has been showing some growth, right? Like it was kind of around $120, and I'm pretty sure the recent sales are like 150. Oh, never mind. Okay, it's already doubled. So I totally was wrong about that price. You can see that it's definitely now 230, 240, 250 card right now. It's only going to climb, of course, Espeon. The evolutions, for many people who know that already, are very desired by many people. So this card is, of course, also going to keep on climbing. Do I think it's a good time right now to invest in these singles? Again, I'm not too sure. What I see in recent market trends where there's a bull market, a lot of people buy into this hype and they're like, oh my god, Espeon is going to hit from 250 to 500. I wouldn't expect that. I always like to buy in things which are not being talked about right now. But if you have this card, it might be a good moment to either sell it or, to think about it. Like, hey, it's now a good moment to sell it and maybe put my money into other products. And we of course have the third most expensive from Fusion Strike, which is the Mew VMAX Alternate Art Secret. This card used to be roughly like around $100, maybe a bit more. And now we can see it's probably selling for like 150. Yeah. Roughly around 150, a bit less, 140, 150. So we can see that the singles are also climbing, of course, with these booster boxes. So yeah, I thought I would just make a quick update. I made this video in English because I also saw that some people are watching outside of the Netherlands, so I might just make my videos in English from now on so more people can watch it. Don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions regarding this set or any other questions, put it in the chat. I always leave my Discord underneath as well. So if you have any questions, just text me there. Alright, see you.